Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi to Dr. Rosli and our beloved friends, and very good days to Mr. Utaya Kumar and Mr. Pradeep Raj. Today we from group 3 will present our task. I am Asma Ahmad, and after that my friend Nur Azlin Yusof will continue, and then Madam Fazrin Ahmad Zubair will continue. Okay, the task A, we choose our client from TM Foundation or Yayasan TM at Lembah Pantai. The client name is Cik Azizul Safaiza Aziz. He is Assistant Manager Community and National Development at TM Foundation. Job description, he is an Assistant Manager Community and National Development at TM Foundation. He was admin setting, immediate officer between the top and the bottom level, the recruitment and retrenchment process. So, his education background, he studied ICT computer programming in robotic engineering at the University of Sussex in the UK. Bachelor's course in robotics provide a fundamental understanding of robotic engineering. His working experience has an assistant manager at ATM after he go back to Malaysia. The client has been working for TM Foundation for about 12 years old. Okay, characteristic 2 by ONET is basic and intermediate skill. Within 2 years in the future, the client must be equipped with basic skill in management related field to enable him to hold higher position. Basic skill and cross-functional skill are the two types of skill. Basic skill, for instance, as reading, facilitate of knowledge like critical thinking, active learning. Yeah. On the other hand, cross-functional skills such as social skill, complex problem-solving skill, extend cross-several domain of activities and others lah. Assistant managers community and national development must have cross-functional abilities, include establish a working knowledge of all aspects of the organization, including the responsibilities, goals, and demands of the various departments. This is convenient and required at the highest level. Leaders in senior management, for example, we have cross-functional abilities and working knowledge of all areas of the organization. Okay, characteristic 3 about education. The standard educational qualification for an assistant manager's community and national development is to hold a bachelor's degree. Public policy, marketing, and economics are examples of courses that can help this job. This profession often demand individuals to have practical, relevant job experience, which means the academic chance to improve management abilities may be available. To increase the client credibility in management and administration, he can be advised to continue his studies in related field has an added value for himself and company. Okay, characteristic 4 from ONET is work contact for assistant manager job. Okay, through this point, the client can obtain the rank of a senior assistant manager based on previous work contact. his previous experience such as leadership course, and before this he was experienced for 5 years in 4G and 5G and wireless network technology, which are an advantage. He was also experienced in corporate mobile and lot products. He has effective communication skill. Okay, the next characteristic 5, generous work activities. Client need to be continuously encouraged to be involved in general in the company CSR program. This is a TM contribute to society through corporate responsibility program that focus on giving back to the community in which operate by bridging the education and information technology divide. In addition, Yayasan TM is proud to be an education and career development provider for Malaysian students. Yayasan TM remains committed to developing future leaders. Okay, the characteristic 7, organization contact. The client needs to be motivated to enhance his career by seizing the opportunities offered by the company. TM provide many advantages to employees. Telekom Malaysia was named of the best companies to work in Asia by the HR Asia Awards. TM also won the Wicked Award while COVID-19 pandemic. TM protect the safety and ensure employee welfare. Okay, due to this, TM also provide a chance to work culture with future skills toward driving digital Malaysia. This context is advantage for TM staff to remain commitment to the company. Okay, my friend will be continue our presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Asma, for the great explanation. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good evening to the Honorable Lecturer, Dr. Rosli, and my fellow friends. And I will proceed with our discussion on the conclusion of the part that Madam Asma just did. Okay, firstly is the career planning for assistant manager, community and national development was built using the special requirement of the ONET, the 6 special requirement of the ONET. Second, the content model is the conceptual underpinning of the ONET, providing a framework to identify and integrate types of information about work. Third, it was created through work and organizational analysis study that reflect nature of work and work description. Fourth, it was enable the use of occupational information between jobs, sector, and industries as well as within the occupation. And finally, these 6 major domains allow the user to focus on information that specifies key traits and characteristics of employees and specific occupation. So next is task B. The requirement of the assignment is to build 10 characteristic requirements from 6 special requirements to produce an individual in any field of career future jobs survey 2020. Okay, so our group choose this robotic engineer as career future of jobs survey 2020. According to the survey, there is also an increased demand for 10 future jobs, and one of them is robotic engineer. Okay, this job is a designer responsible for creating robots and robotic system that can perform tasks that human cannot or can't complete to do so. Okay, according to the Holland Code theory, robotic engineer fall into the thinking or investigative and doing or realistic personality categories. This means that robotic engineer needs to be a good mix between two opposing working styles. Okay, so here we list about 8 duties of a robotic engineer. Okay, such as firstly is to review and approve expense estimates and design calculations. Second is to serve as technical support for the robotic system. Third is to teach and designing a path to a robot. The fourth is to conduct research on the design. The fifth is to build robot configurations and testing. The sixth is to design software system to control their robotic system, such as robots used for manufacturing. The seventh is to design automated robot system used to increase production levels and accuracy in specific industries. And finally, to analyze and evaluate the prototypes and robotic systems that have been created in specific industry. Okay, that's all for my part, and I will pass the floor to the next presenter, Madam Azlin, to proceed. Thank you very much.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good afternoon. Thank you my friend just now, Cikgu Asma and Fazrin for the presentation. Let me continue with the 10 characteristic requirement from the 6 special requirement to produce robotic engineer. Firstly, we choose the special requirement of experience requirement. The first characteristic is equipped with adequate training. Means adequate training may contribute to judgment and good decision-making skills among the robotic engineers. The second characteristic is experience in the relevant field. The work of a robotic engineer is typically within the scope of manufacturing or industrial environment that uses robotic equipment or machinery such as factory, processing plant or assembly line. Okay, the second special requirement is occupational requirement, and the third characteristic we highlight is about system thinking. Robotic engineers should be proficient in mechanics, electronics, electrical, programming, sensing, as well as psychology and cognition. Okay, under the special requirement of occupation specific, the fourth characteristic is resourcefulness in technology design. The robotic engineers need to be proficient in technological design and understand every function of the system in that design when they build a robotic system. They also have in the characteristic 5, the programming mindset. Okay, in this characteristic, the robotic engineers must know cost, efficiency, and productivity optimization method. Robotic engineers can be involved in any stage of the programming abstraction. Okay, another special requirement is on the occupational characteristic, whereby we choose the 6 characteristic is about the wages. According to the pay scale, the average annual salary of robotic engineers in August 2020 was $82,969 a year. This one is about a year. Okay. The next special requirement is worker requirement. The 7 characteristic is analytical mind and active learning. Robotic engineers need to become proficient in active learning as part of an essential skill throughout their career. Okay, the next characteristic is about the outstanding communication skill. Okay, robotic engineers need to have a good communication. Their scope of work requires them to explain the concept of the program and to present ideas to team members, including the non-expert, in the clear and easy way to understand manner. Okay, finally, the last requirement, special requirement, is on the worker characteristic, where the ninth characteristic is excellent in science or applied mathematics. Those entering this field should have proficiency in mathematics, physics, chemistry, and electronics. They must be proficient in using computers, well versed in computer science, applied physics, and also mechanics. And finally, the 10th characteristic, the last characteristic that we have discussed for robotic engineer, is about the education qualification. For a robotic engineer job, a person needs an education qualification of at least a bachelor degree in engineering to enter this field. Okay, that's all about the characteristic. As a conclusion, robotic engineer is one of the most jobs in the future following the transformation in the world uh, field of information technology and Industry Revolution 4.0. Referring to the Institute of Labour Market Information and Analysis, ILMIA, in National Employment Returns 2019, in Malaysia workforce structure, one-third of the job in the market belongs to high-skilled job categories. Meanwhile, the lower-skilled job categories depends more on the foreign workers in terms of skill structure, so that the development of work as robotic engineer needs to be expanded so that the younger generation can explore this field of employment and further meet the labor market according to the needs and of this revolution. I think okay, this is the references that we have used to support our presentation today. I think that's all from us for this topic of presentation. Thank you everyone for listening. The good is from Allah and the lack for this presentation is of course surely from us. Assalamualaikum.